Gentlemen, so Premiere. First thing I want you to do before you even open up the program is you need to, and if you look over here, this Premiere One folder, get your folders set up so you're ready to store your stuff that you need and save stuff in all the same place. Because you need to keep your stuff in there and not move it, because if you move stuff around, Premiere will lose track of it. So if I look at this folder I made, I want you to make a folder. Then inside it, I got three. I got an images, a sound, and a video folder. All right? So do that. And then what you need to do is go find a background. So I don't care what it was. I used Racetrack Cartoon for me and images. I went and found a Racetrack on here. Note, hit Tools when you're looking for images for photography or video, and under size go large, always. And don't try and copy the one you see right here. You got to click on it. Then over here you can save image as. Okay? So you need to find a background image, then you need to find something to move through there. So you could get sky and then a balloon, or you could get hills and a bike, or a sidewalk and a skateboarder, stuff like that. All right? And if you look at me, then what you're going to do is save it inside sound. I want you to get a song from Bensound, save it into there. And images, I've got two. I've got my track image and I've got my car image. Note my car image has white around it. I want you to have one that has white around it. Do not get one with no background, and that's because we want you to key it out just so you know how to key out color. All right? So once you get all that, then you can go hit Premiere. So here I am, opening up Premiere. Slowly opening up Premiere. It's coming though. It's going. Don't worry. Okay, Premiere's open. We want a new project up here on the left. So new project. And the project location, well, I'm going to give the project a name. So race. And the location, I'm actually sticking it, so you may have to go look on your desktop, look for Premiere One, open it up, and I want you to save the project into your same folder. That way everything is there. If you needed to stick that folder on a USB stick and transfer it, you'd have everything so you could open it up on another computer. So I'm hitting create and creating it right in that folder. Now, what I need you to do then is make sure you go up to your workspace. You want to set your workspaces up so you can see everything right. And yours will look different than mine because mine already says all panels. So you need to click on your workspaces here, go down and get all panels. Now, if you don't see video effects up here, that's because you've got, I think, info opened up like this. So you need to go here and just, well, you don't have to close the info panel. You can just click on effects there. So if you have info, just click on effects and you'll have everything you need right here. So we got these things here. We've got your timeline here. We got the place where you're going to put your media, and over here we got effect controls and stuff. So now we need to import your media. So you can go File, and there's an import up there, but we'll go Import, and there, I'm right into Images. I'm going to import those two images. There they are. And then I'm also going to go import sound. See, I'm doing it a different way here. And there, I imported my sound. Okay? So I've got that. Now, it stuck my sound right in here. Problem is, I don't want my sound in here because then it's always playing while I'm busy trying to edit. So I'm going to delete it for now. And deleting it out of your sequence does not delete it out of here or from your desktop. And even if you delete it out of here, it's still on your desktop. You can always get it back. So we're going to put the sound in last after we've messed around with everything else here. So the first thing to do, we're going to grab our background and we're going to put it in the video one layer. It needs to go below everything else. So right in there, video one layer. And we're looking for a 10-second piece of music. So if I drag my scrubber bar, it puts images in for 5 seconds. And I need 10 seconds. So I'm going to go till 10 is right about there. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in a bit. I can't see much here. If you drag this little dragger bar at the bottom here, you can zoom in. So I need this to fill this whole thing. I'm going to move it to the front and then drag it, and then I got my 10-second track image, and I'm going to zoom in a bit more so I can really see it better. So there we go. Got my 10-second image. All right. Now, if I look on it, my image fits fine up here. I got no black bars anywhere. If I did, I'd maybe have to zoom in a bit, and we'll show you how to zoom in a second. So now I need my car, and it has to go on top of my track image. And again, it puts it in at a 5-second bit, so it disappears here. I need it to be in my whole thing for the race, so I need to drag it so it pops right over there too. So now I got it all the way. So issues. I got the white background. I've got it too big. Okay, so let's click on car. So I select it and see the white around it. And if you go up here to your effect controls, this is stuff that has to do with your car. Where it's at, position, scale, how big, rotation, stuff like that, opacity. So the position is in X and Y coordinates, and the scale is 100%. So first I'm going to do, all I do is click in there and start dragging. Don't click and move, because then you got to type in a number. Just click and start dragging, and I get it at a size I want to start with. And then position, I need it over here a little more, so I'm going to do it right like that. That works for me. Okay? So the only issue is that now I got to get rid of this white, plus I got this little black bar. So to get more controls for this, we come over here to the right panel, and we go to video effects, and we drop it down. There's a whole bunch of video effects. And the one we're looking for is keying. Key means to key in on a color and get rid of it. And if we look here, we do have a color key. So if I double click, it'll actually put it over here on the left with everything else. So I double click on color key, and here it is right here. Note you got these little resets, so if you do something you don't like, you can always hit reset to reset it. And you can right click on these things and cut them if you don't really want them. So I'm going to click on the blue color here. It opens up the color picker, and I'm going to go down, and at the bottom right, I'm going to click on the little eyedropper and come up here and click in the white. And notice it grabbed white right in the corner anyway. So I hit OK. Now, nothing really has changed yet, because I'm going to go for the color tolerance. That means how many shades of white do you get rid of? And I'm going to click and start dragging, and you'll see we get rid of the shades of white. Okay? I'm actually going to zoom back, make this guy bigger again, just so we can see him better. We got a little bit of white going around the edges, and we could use edge thin if we had to. So if you look at edge thin here, I can make it almost perfect using edge thin. Don't need much of it. Edge feather is, because usually you don't want edges to look like you cut them out with scissors. Edge feather can smooth out the edges a bit. But for this, I don't really care. So if it was people or something, maybe I would. So I'll leave it like that. That's good. Before I shrink them down, I need to get rid of this bar here. And what we're going to do is go down to transform and double click on crop. Okay, so now crop's over here, and I'm going to do a bottom crop. So all I need to do is click and drag here in one of the directions, and there I can crop, like, I'm going to crop all the way up till just to the car. And there we go. So now I got my crop. The other thing I think I'm going to do is flipping, and we do have a horizontal flip over here on the right underneath crop. So let's double click on that. Flips him going that way. So now I can go back up to scale and shrink him back down the way I want him. There we go. That's where he's going to start. So what I'm going to do is have this car drive down the road and disappear out the road, and it's going to get bigger as it gets closer to me. Okay? And for that, I'm going to use position and scale. And I need all of this over here. This is where you're going to be doing a few things. But first I need to, this is your scrubber bar. You can see it here. It also moves down here at the same time, and it also moves here at the same time. I want to move it back to the very beginning because this is where my car is going to start. I could have started over here, I guess, and come around, but I'm going to start right here. Okay, so I need to start this turns your animation on for moving stuff. So I'm going to click position, click scale, and if you look over here, I got two little diamonds, which means they've started the animation. So then I'm going to drag the scrubber bar a little ways, and now I'm going to move the vehicle to where I want it to be next. So I need it to come down a bit and come over a bit. Now when I do that, I get another diamond, which that's telling me that I've changed the animation. But at the same time, I want to change the size a bit. So I want him a little bit bigger. So I get that there too. And then I move it again. And I'm going to move it a tiny bit farther each time. So now I got coming down some more, over a bit, bigger a bit, just a bit. And move it a tiny bit farther, come down some more, over's fine, bigger, fine. And then just about to the end, down some more, but this time I'm going to bring him over this way. And bigger, and then the last one at the very end, he's going to move right off. So he's off. And he's slightly, I'll make him slightly get bigger so he gets bigger as he gets off. So now if I pull the scrubber bar back and hit the space bar to play it, there's my animation. He slows down a bit as he's hitting the curve because I put more space in between. And then he goes there, and then he should zip right away. Woohoo! Finish it. Nice. Okay. So that's good. Now I need, and if you look at your bar over here, I need some titles. And we have a T here. We've got our arrow for moving things. We have a razor blade, which you'll use a lot. We have a few other tools I wouldn't worry about too much. So I'm going to click on the type tool and come over here and click and put in race. And if I put my moving thing back, I can put race up there. And you can see it right here. It's 5 seconds long. That's a bit longer than I want. So I'm just going to grab the end of it and shrink it down a bit. So if we play it, race. And then I'm also going to move over here. And I need credits. So text tool again. And credits. Okay, and then I'll click, and then I'll grab text tool again, and I'll put song by, so you guys know what we want here. So you can do that stuff, your name, the song name, blah, blah, blah. And if I look here, I want it to match those, so I'm gonna actually start the credits in the end, and then have the credits go into black. So I'm gonna make it actually a little longer than, we want 10 to 15 seconds. I'm going to have hopefully about 12 seconds. Okay, now it's music time. So music goes down here in one of the audio tracks. These are all audio tracks. These three are video tracks. So I'm bringing it in, putting it right there. Now notice music's really long. I could find the end of it and drag it in, but I'm just going to grab the razor blade here. And I'm going to come over here and cut the music right there because I want to fade in black. Then I go back, grab my pointer, click on this part and hit delete, and it's gone. But first I'm going to zoom in a bit so this is easier to see. If you click on this little wrench and go to expand all tracks, there, easier to see. So this is the sound volume here. I could take it down, like, so we got less sound right down to 0. I'll put it back there as close as I get it. That's close enough, it don't matter. If I hold down the command though, just like in iMovie, we can get a little dot and a little dot, and then I can drag it all the way down here so I get a fade. Let's look at it. There we go. So let's play the whole thing. So, and remember, we want music that kind of goes with your stuff here. Exciting music, right? Should have got a Mustang, not a Ferrari. There we go. So now that's not a movie yet because that's just a bunch of things stuck together in a program. We need to export it out. And export you got up here near the top. If we click on export, and we got file name. So if you want to change the name, keep the .mp4. I'm going to call it race 1. This is location where it's being saved. So it's being saved on my desktop inside that Premiere 1 folder, which works for me. And format, you got a bunch of different formats. Let's take H264. Make sure you do that. Don't change anything else. Then at the bottom right here, it says export. So you hit export and we can see it. It'll tell you how long it's going to take. Not very long because this is pretty short. Okay, it says 42 seconds. It's probably lying a bit because it's not moving yet. But now it's moving. Oh, now it's saying 4 minutes and 34 seconds. Okay, so then it's exported, then you're done. All right? Piece of cake, right?